So we're back, and it's been a while since I've had Elliott on. Elliott is my amazing 18-year-old autistic son who is kind of building his own life and doing his own thing. And he's currently in his bedroom that's under construction because we're redoing all of that stuff. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Oh my God. Okay. So this is really cool for a couple of reasons. One, we're kind of testing out some of your streaming equipment because you're going to be doing some live streaming for your YouTube channel and some like video game type stuff. So do you want to, I guess, maybe talk about that for a minute?
Right now, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I'm working on getting a mod pack ready so I can do a kind of Minecraft Let's Play series.
Mm-hmm.
Only caveat right now is the biggest thing is I'm trying to get my recording software to actually record Minecraft.
Work. Okay. Well, I can help you with that. We'll figure that out. But this is really cool because, like, you're just in the room. You're just on the other side of the wall behind me. And I don't know. This is really kind of cool. This is very cool for me. So it's been a little while since we've chatted on the podcast. So maybe we can just kind of update people as to kind of what's going on in your life and how you're doing. Because there's a lot of people who are kind of making that transition from like teenager to adult. And as you've said many times, like it's stressful for you, right? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I guess I could. I think it's just there's more expectations and there's pressure once you're an adult. Like most people would be trying to drive right now. Right now, I want no part of that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm not at a point right now where I would feel comfortable getting behind the wheel of an automobile.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's no one's forcing you to, right? I mean, do you feel like you're forced to do? Oh, okay.
But there's still people that will say like, oh well, when I was your age, I was driving before I was your age, or something to that extent. And the only way it comes across is that it's like pressure.
Or do you feel like it's maybe judgment?
I feel more pressure than judgment.
Okay. Yeah. But like everybody has to do things in their own time. I mean, the only person who's like truly inconvenienced by the fact that you don't drive, if anybody is, it would, outside of yourself, would be me, right? Because I have to drive you places. I don't complain about that, right? I mean, do you feel like I put pressure on you?
No.
Okay. I think it's an important milestone for you to work towards because I think you're totally capable of it. But I also respect the fact that you feel like your anxiety is in a place right now that you don't feel like it would be responsible for you to do that. I think that's a very mature decision to make. So I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. So let's talk about, you launched your photo store, right? Where people can purchase your photos that you take. Cause there's been, for the last couple of years, as we've been sharing it, people have been asking to be able to buy like prints from that. And it took us a while to like actually like set that up. But it's been set up for a little while. Do you want to tell us a little bit about like what that is?
Well, as of recently, I actually just uploaded a bunch of new stuff to it. So there's that. Basically, as I take photos, I'll go through and I'll pick stuff that I think would be the best like quality that I could put up, and something that I like or whatever, and I'll put it up. And it's a digital purchase, so as soon as it's purchased and paid for, you can download it.
And you're using the funds generated from this to help grow your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What did you call it?
Autistic Eyes.
Very cool. I like that because I've always said like you have a really unique like eye for photography and you see things in a way that not many others do. And when you share the photos that you take, it's like you're giving them a glimpse into your world and how you see things. And I think that's really cool. So again, I'm very, very proud of you. We'll have links to that in the show notes, so you guys, if you want to check it out. But you're always uploading new images on a pretty frequent basis. So, check back, and there's usually new stuff that's uploaded because you're always taking pictures.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have? So there's been a lot of questions asking, how are you doing with your anxiety? Because we've talked about that pretty openly, I think, and we haven't really updated anybody in a while, and so people are wondering how you're doing. So how do you feel like you're doing?
I think I'm doing better. I'm noticing that most of the time I have issues is either when I'm doing something that is inherently stressful or when I'm trying to go to bed. But outside of that, I'm usually okay, I think.
And do you think it's anxiety and ADHD stuff, or do you think it's just like the anxiety, or what do you?
I know it's at least anxiety, but could be more than that. I don't have a doctor in this, so.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you have doctors that do this stuff for you, but I was just wondering, because like for me, I feel like you and I are very similar with ADHD and anxiety. And like, I have a hard time parsing like what's what, because there's a lot of times where like I'll just lay in bed at night and stare at the ceiling fan, and I just like cannot shut my brain off, and it's just churning all of these thoughts and all these worries. And I feel like some of that is ADHD just because my brain does that anyways, but it's taking the things that are like triggering anxiety for me, and it's like putting them on a loop, and they just keep going over and over and over and over and over again. And then I end up, you lay there long enough, and I feel like I'm going crazy, and like I can't sleep, which then makes everything else worse. So I have noticed that you've been doing better. We've talked about that. I mean, I feel like you've been doing better, and I'm glad that you feel like you're doing better. That's a good thing too. You are handling your doctor's appointments and stuff on your own now.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, you're making your own appointments. You're going to them. We're doing like the virtual ones, anyways. And you're talking to your doctor and relaying all that information and making adjustments to medications and stuff like that. And you're doing that all on your own, and that's pretty awesome. Did that feel like a lot of added pressure for you, or is it something that makes you feel like you're more in control?
I'm not really sure. I guess I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah. It's making you think on that one. Yeah. Well, either way, you have sort of risen to the occasion, and you're handling it. And it doesn't seem to be causing you like undue stress, at least not from what I can see. And you're doing a great job. So that's a big step. Yeah. Well, I'm very proud of you, Elliott. I'm very, very proud of you. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want you to be like confident when you say that, because I'm very proud of you. We don't always see eye to eye on things. I don't always agree with the way that you think about stuff or whatever, but I am very proud of the man that you have become and are becoming. You've been through a lot, and you're giving me the thumbs up. Thanks. For people who aren't watching this.
You're welcome.
You have been through a lot. You and your brothers have been through. We've all been through a lot, but you guys have been through a lot. And to be where you are today, and moving forward and digging yourself out, it's an amazing thing, and I'm really proud of you. So, one of the things that we wanted to do just before we kind of close this off, because this was just going to be a really short one, we just watched a movie. We had a movie night the other day, and we watched Wild Robot. And
yes, we did.
Until that day, Elliott's all-time favorite movie was Mitchell's versus Machines on Netflix.
Yes.
Right? Nothing has budged you from that. Not even Deadpool has budged you from that. And Deadpool is like my favorite series of movies. let's chat a little bit about Wild Robot without spoilers.
Ah,
Without
man.
spoilers. I know that ruins it, but we got to just not ruin it for the people. But we want to encourage them to, you know, Kelly and Arya watched it the other day.
They told me.
And they really liked it. Arya really liked it too. So why is that now like your favorite movie?
I think it's one of those kinds of movies you just don't see very often. It's very, very wholesome. It's beautifully animated. It's in general just really, really good. Characters are thought out really well. It's not just done really well. And it's just not something you see very often.
Do you feel like it would be appropriate for most kids?
I'm gonna say yes and no. I think it just depends on who would be watching it.
Yeah. Because it's not like there's like dark, it's not dark at all, but there are just,
there are parts that are a little heavy.
A little bit heavier, yeah. And I could see if kids are really emotional, maybe, or sensitive, like there might be a couple of points where it's emotional, I think. So, yeah. Anyhow, I really liked it. Do you know what this is right here?
That's a sticker.
It's not a sticker.
I don't know.
I've told you about that before. That is a, you know those things that you get for Crocs?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Arya gave that to me for Christmas last year, but I don't have any Crocs. So she was really excited about it, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. So I pulled the little button off the back of it, and I put it right onto the boom mic. So that, yeah. Oh, did you hear that?
Crackled it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what would you give Wild Robot out of 5 stars?
5. I mean, it has to be 5 at least.
Okay, so let's do it like this. For anybody who watched our reel a couple months ago, if 5 is like what I think of Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Best movie ever. And 1 is Borderlands.
Oh yes, that old chestnut.
Where would where would this fall?
I mean, I'd have to say it's, like I said, at least a 10, at least the highest it can be. It's
out of 5, 10 out of 5?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Wow. All right.
We also did Borderlands on a scale of 1 to 10, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm keeping it consistent.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Way better than Borderlands, folks. If you've saw Borderlands and it made you never want to watch a movie again.
It doesn't take very much to be better than that movie, though, as much as I hate to say that.
I know. But it's it's a great movie. You guys can check that out. So is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you. This is really cool because we're going to be able to start doing this more frequently. And
he hides his excitement very well.
I know. Well, what would be cool too is like people will be able to see like the changes as your room is like.
Can we get a tally counter for every time you've said the word cool?
I don't think I said it that much, but
it's been at least 5 times.
It's going to be really exciting to be able to see how like your room evolves as we're putting it together and kind of whatever. Because for those of you who aren't aware, like before Gavin moved out, Elliott and Emmett shared a bedroom. And when Gavin moved out, Emmett took Gavin's bedroom and you took over the bedroom that you and Emmett were in. And so we've got it all kind of torn up right now because we're going to be putting new carpet and repainting, new ceiling fan, new curtains, all that kind of stuff. So, you've got some ideas as to what you want it to be like. And you got your little studio thing set up in there. And I'm very proud of that. I was going to say it's very cool, but I said I wouldn't say that anymore.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So anyhow, if you guys want to check out Elliott's Instagram and his Autistic Eyes photo store. I'll have all the links in the show notes below, so you can just check those out and give him a follow on Instagram and Facebook, because he posts a lot of his stuff there, so you can get a sneak peek about what he's doing. And he shares reels. He creates reels of his own opinions on things, and so he's doing some really awesome stuff.
Really,
yeah. Did you see that play on words? Very proud of that one. Anyhow, we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you around.